I love this library. You can never get fucking shit in here. You can't get in here. Like, you can't get any of these stupid freaking.
Look at this cupcake I ate today. Well, it wasn't even a cupcake. It was like
cream.
It was so good.
Did you get sick?
No.
Okay. Check your freaking. Did that look good though? Did it just melt in your mouth?
Yeah, it was so good. It had lemon in it.
Okay. I'm getting pretty damn good with this Google thing. This Google Hangouts. I'm getting text messages on. I'm like video calling people back. I'm sending the messages through it. I'm like, dude, this thing can take over your damn life.
Seriously.
If you're not careful, you could, Okay. Bring this up so we can both see it. Okay, yeah, here we go. Let's see what he's seeing. Is he seeing this? Present to everyone. Bam. There it is. Okay. Tanner, where are you, dude? Get your ass on. He's at work right now, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He always is logging on at work.
I know. I wish I could do that. I mean, I have before, but it's because I've been
sitting in someone's room doing nothing.
in someone's room.
Okay. There's Tanner. Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, man, not much.
So, can you see the slide deck, or what do you got going? What do you got in front of you?
I do have the slide deck. Yeah. Apparently, my camera's not working again.
All right, okay. As long as you can see what we got. So here's Addison, right? So she's here.
Hey, Addison.
So she's here with me.
Hi.
He can see the slide deck right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are. So right. So let's quickly together go through these. So hypothalamus. What does the hypothalamus do?
It's the control center.
Control center.
Yeah.
So Tanner, what's the pituitary's major function?
Oh, it's the sheriff. It
No,
is metabolism.
No. Pituitary gland. What does it do?
Oh, gosh dang it, man.
What does it do? Just think about it for a second.
Well, it sends out hormones.
Yeah, it's the distribution center of the signals, right? It discriminates and sends us, once the signals are received from the hypothalamus, which is the control center, the pituitary discriminates those signals and sends the appropriate hormone to whatever the destination, whether that's an intermediate hormone or a target organ, right? Because it does
different gland
different gland or target organ, and that's what it does. Okay. SAIDH and DI. So SAIDH is too much ADH. DI is diabetes insipidus, which means too little ADH.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Antidiuretic hormone. So what is the purpose of antidiuretic hormone? Any one of you. I don't care. You guys either can answer it. Antidiuretic hormone. When we're calling for that, what is it doing?
Retaining water.
Okay, so if SAIDS is too much is being retained, what's going to happen in our body?
Edema.
Yeah, you're going to have fluid overload edema, right? So the opposite of that is diabetes insipidus. So diabetes itself means polyuria, lots of peeing, right? So if no ADH is present, what's happening?
You'd be dehydrated.
You'd be pissing all your fluid out and you'd be dehydrated. Okay, that's the down and dirty for SAIDH and DI. Okay, so if you're still confused, you need more details on that. Now it's a good chance for you guys to know, but you have a general overview of what that is and what system it's working in.
Yes.
Okay, so tumors on the pituitary and stuff are going to cause SAIDH and DI. Okay, or autoimmune stuff going on in that area.
So basically, two types of diabetes, though. There's diabetes insipidus and diabetes mellitus.
Okay, there's actually more than two. Okay, there's four in the class we talked about. There's diabetes insipidus, which has nothing to do with beta cells in the liver.
Yeah.
Okay, diabetes mellitus or mellitus there's type 1 and type 2, and that has to do with insulin and glucose uptake at the producer and the consumer. Okay. The producer being what? What's the producer? What's the producer of insulin?
Pancreas.
It's the pancreas, and it's specifically the beta cells in the pancreas are the producer. What is the user of insulin? Who is the user? Who's the consumer?
All of the rest of the cells in the body.
The rest of the cells in the body. So type 1 diabetes is damage to the producer. Type 2 diabetes is the consumer doesn't want it. The consumer won't take the product.
Yes.
Exactly. And then there's appropriate glucose and insulin levels in the blood that tell us which one it is. Okay, and that's the testing part of it. Okay, thyroid. What does the thyroid do?
That's the metabolism.
So what does that one do? Tanner?
So it regulates temperature, heart rate.
So it's metabolism, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So look at the words underneath that. There's hyperthyroidism, which is called Graves' disease. That's the association to the name of the disease. Okay. If I have too much thyroid action, what am I going to have going on in the body?
It's called a thyroid storm.
Well, thyroid storm is different than hyperthyroidism. Okay. Hyperthyroidism means I'm going to have an elevated metabolism, elevated heart rate, elevated respiration, elevated recruitment of energy with reduced body weight because my body's using the energy up. Right. Thyroid storm is where you've crossed the threshold. That's not, your body's not compensating for hyperthyroidism anymore. You cross the threshold where now you have hypertension to the level that your heart stops. You're going to have those kinds of, so thyroid storm is where the hypermetabolism symptoms have gotten so severe over such a long amount of time that your body now is starting to die. It's starting to shut down and it cannot sustain the hyperthyroid response. Okay. Is that cool? Is everybody okay with that? And if you need to know more about that, I tell you just to dig into the notes. Hyperthyroid, the thyroid storm is like one paragraph. And I think with a quick review, you guys should be fine with it. Okay. But if I say Graves' disease, what am I talking about? Hyperthyroidism. So hypothyroidism or diminished metabolic response is called what?
Hashimoto's.
Hashimoto's, right? Okay. So do not get caught with your pants down in the quiz tomorrow. You know dang well they're going to be Hashimoto's or Graves. They're not going to say hypothyroidism. Okay. No. Again, it's like knowing cholinergic is rest of digest, which is parasympathetic. They're going to use one of the weird ones to explain it. They're never going to say this is the cholinergic system and it's got these receptors, right? We have to know all that stuff. But I think we beat that part of this to death. Yeah. Right. Okay. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's so and then myoexedema. Well, look what's the word in it say? What's the big word at the end of that? Cut that word in two. Edema is the root word. So what's going on with that? Edema is what?
Swelling.
It's retention of fluid, right? Yeah. So we know now that Hashimoto's and the elevated levels of Hashimoto's past what the body can sustain. Myoexedema is going to be the next thing like thyroid storm. On the opposite spectrum, myoexedema is the indicator of elevated hypothyroid response past what the body can compensate. Okay, does that make sense? That's why I broke this up like this with the big words by context. It makes a little bit more sense when you see them in context. Are we cool? Okay, and if you need more details, it's only like one paragraph that talks about myoexedema, and now you guys can take 10 minutes on your own and dig into those and kind of clear things up for tomorrow because you guys understand the base systems now. We couldn't have had this discussion 4 days ago because I think you guys are still like, what the hell's going on. Now we can dig in and get down and dirty, right? Slap the thing upside the head. Good?
That's right, man. Yeah.
Okay, parathyroid. What does the parathyroid do?
It's the calcium.
Okay, so it's a calcium regulator in the body, correct?
Yes.
Okay, calcium regulator in the body. Okay, so with thyroid. What are the two major hormones that the thyroid produces that control metabolism?
T3 and T4.
Thank you. So so I want to make sure that we cover those today as well. Okay, so parathyroid. When I say parathyroid, as soon as I say calcium, forget about parathyroid anymore and think about what a part of the previous lecture should I remember?
Back to
electrolytes, right? And I go, what is the calcium in the? Well, so what is the major system that calcium controls from the electrolyte lecture?
Skeletal muscle.
Muscles, right? So muscle action is one of the major things it does. So forgetting parathyroid now, hypercalcium levels are going to do what in the body?
It's going to be weak, right?
Yeah, elevated calcium is going to cause the muscles to relax, right, and not want to contract. I'm going to also have like diarrhea and stuff.
Yeah. Okay? Levels are 8.5 to
10.5.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
review, but it's really not a review. Now we're just getting more, our knowledge is so smooth. It's just a fluid discussion about. We just call it up and just go because we now know it. But we see parathyroid, think calcium, and as soon as you think that, go right to what the calcium electrolyte is.
Yeah.
Okay. Now remember, if calcium is the primary electrolyte in that discussion, and calcium's hyper or elevated, what's its so we're at sodium potassium pump, we have calcium magnesium channel.
Yeah.
So if we have calcium's elevated, what's happening to magnesium?
It's low.
It's low, and if calcium is low, then magnesium is what?
High.
High.
Magnesium is going to be elevated. Okay, so that's the third order thinking, right? We haven't ever talked about that in this review session, in these study sessions, but that is the next step. If I have an elevated calcium, I'm going to have a reduced magnesium response. And what does that mean from the electrolyte lecture? Is that cool?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. But we're going to move on. Okay. Exactly. So you guys should know what hyper and hypocalcium is. Okay. Yes. And we should be locked in for tomorrow's quiz with that. Because as soon as we see it, we're just going, oh yeah, this is no shit. We got this. Okay.
Exactly.
The most complex system, the two most complex systems that we had in this were adrenal and pancreas. They had the most raw information that was kind of new that we got. Okay. So let's hit this quick. So adrenal medulla and adrenergics. When I say adrenergic, what are the next two words that go with adrenergic?
The sympathetic
and
fight or flight.
Fight or flight. Okay, those are synonymous with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so the big word here is pheochromocytoma. Toma means tumor. Tumor where? It's going to be tumor in the adrenal medulla, which means we're going to have elevated levels of epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine in the system. So what does epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine do for us in the adrenergic system? Alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1, beta 2. And what did all those things do? If we're fight or flight, what's going to happen to our heart rate?
It's going to go up.
It's going to be elevated, right? A1 constricts a whole bunch of blood vessels. Those are going to be even more constricted, driving up more things and whatnot, impairing more function. What does beta 2 do?
The lungs.
It's lungs. So it's going to cause respiration to go up to meet the oxygen demand. If I have pheochromocytoma that's driving that to be more extreme, I'm going to have problems. I'm going to not be able to fight the bear. I'm going to be dying. Okay, so that's the big word. That's the next step. So we know the basics of adrenergic, and now we know phytochromocytoma is a tumor in the adrenal medulla that's causing elevated levels of epi and norepi, and they're driving those systems to extreme levels. A2 can no longer control A1 because of that tumor. Are we cool?
Oh, man.
Okay, are we all still
great? Yes.
Okay, cholinergic. The two words that go with cholinergic are what?
Rest
and digest, and parasympathetic. Those are synonymous, correct? Adrenal cortex is where this is all going. I'm going to piss you guys off right now. What are the two receptors in the adrenal and the cholinergic system?
Nicotinic and
And what do they do?
Nice.
Which one does what? What does muscarinic receptor do?
The nicotinic calm the muscles down, and the muscarinic
lets us eat again.
Sorry, what?
It lets us eat again. It activates the salivary glands and the GI tract so we can start to digest food.
Yeah.
So we all still friends again?
Yeah. Because
it does exactly opposite of adrenergic. If adrenergic shuts those systems off, cholinergic turns them back on.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and that's what's so awesome about this freaking unit. I think collectively we crossed that bridge like yesterday or the day before together, and now this doesn't seem so damn daunting.
No. Now
we're just focusing on Addison's and Cushing's and Hashimoto's, and which those words were like Greek the first day we heard this. Like, what the hell? And she said, "Oh, Addison, you should totally know this." And Addison for 3 days, we know what Addison's supposed to do.
Right.
Okay, we're good. Okay, so what is Addison's disease? What is Addison's? Don't look at your notes. You should know this. Low what? Low what? Okay, what are the three types of the hormone pathways in the cholinergic system?
Androgens, the glucocorticoids, and the mineralocorticoids. So the glucocorticoids would be cortisol.
Cortisol.
The mineralocorticoid would be
RAS.
Aldosterone.
Aldosterone, and then androgens are sex. Okay.
Yeah.
So
androgen.
we're talking about Addison's and Cushing's. So which of those three is elevated or depressed?
Hey, is someone calling you guys or? Hey, Jim.
I don't know.
Can you guys hear that?
I don't see anybody trying to get in here, but hold on. Let me bring up the stupid discussion board and see if anybody's discussing. No one's discussing. Can you see my discussion chat?
Uh-uh.
Go over to the bar on the side and there's a little thing at the box at the top of the 4 options. There's a little thing that has like a little thing.
Yeah, okay.
Click on that.
Got it. you suck. What the heck, man?
It's on my blog. Okay, I'm leaving you alone now. That was Jeff.
Okay, sorry. I had like the Google ringtone going on in my ear.
Okay,
sorry.
Okay, my bad. This is only a test, you piece of crap. Okay, so we good?
Yeah, we're good now.
I've never used the chat, so I was just what the hell's here. Okay. So we're back to study group. Okay, let's get this thing done. Okay.
Hey.
So are you still seeing the slide deck?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is it still you piece of shit? Not you.
Whoa, man. Come on.
Okay, are you still with me? Is it moving at all?
Yeah.
Is it moving?
Is what moving?
Slide deck. Is it on diabetes now, or is it still on the previous slide?
It's still on the previous slide.
Okay. It's on the slide anyways, don't worry about it. Okay, so Addison's and Cushing's. Addison's is what? Elevated or depressed?
Depressed.
And specifically,
Depressed.
all the sex hormones, but cortisol is the big one that's going to drive most of it. So if I have if I'm depressed cholinergic hormones, what am I going to have? There are 3 things: salt, sugar, sex. So if I have depressed action, am I going to be elevated salt or so low salt?
Low salt, less than 135.
Water?
No, there's sodium potassium pump. Low sodium means I'm going to have elevated potassium.
Hyperkalemia.
Signs and symptoms. Okay. So what about sugar? Am I going to have hyperglycemia or hypoglycemia?
Hypoglycemia.
Hypoglycemia is sex. Rest. Yep. And then on sex, am I going to be wanting to? Am I going to want to be flogging the donkey, or am I going to want to not be flogging the donkey?
You're gonna have decreased libido.
Yep. I'm going to be like, I don't need to be flogging the donkey. Okay.
Right.
Who's behind you? Your coworkers?
Yeah, all my coworkers. Yeah.
Are they laughing at us, or are they laughing themselves?
I think it's a mixture of the two.
Okay, cool. Well, just tell them when you get an A to go screw themselves.
Exactly. Right.
They can tell them they can be an Addison's and have no libido.
Exactly.
Okay. So
I've got my headphones on.
Sex drive. In addition to low sex drive, what else are we going to have? Low what? Low sexual expression in men and women. Okay.
Sorry, can you say that again?
In addition to low sex drive, you're going to have low sexual expression by gender.
Right, yeah.
Okay. So Cushing's, somebody walk me through Cushing's. I'm done. Cushing's, you guys explain what's going on.
There's an elevated increase in sex hormones, salt, and sugar.
Okay, so tell me what's going on in there.
So it would be an increase in sodium, which would be an increase in potassium, correct? Okay. And then sugar, you would be in
hyperglycemia. Okay, and then what about sex stuff?
You're gonna have increased libido.
Yeah, increased libido, and the way that the chapter described it was just increased sexual expression of characteristics. It didn't talk so much about sexual drive. It talked about increased sexual development. So
yeah, you're gonna have like more acne. You're gonna have increased facial hair or increased masculinity.
Yep.
But especially among females.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things that we spent no time talking about
was
the stress pathway. Okay. That tells me there's going to be some questions on this.
Right.
So if you look on page number 8, there's a yellow bar right in the middle. It talks about cortisol being the stress hormone. It talks about that. But it talks about a pathway. Hypothalamus, the anterior pituitary, which secretes ACTH, the adrenal cortex, and then cortisol is released. You probably want to know that. Wink, wink. Okay. Right. And then it talks about the cortisol release, and it talks about elevated blood glucose levels, elevated heart rate, but decreased other stuff. So it talks about the pathway and then how that presents. Okay?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, we cool?
Yes.
I'm done. That's done. Okay, pancreas.
Okay.
I'm not even going to touch that. But diabetes mellitus, what is the normal blood sugar range?
70 to 120 or 130?
It's 130. It's in their notes, 70 130. So we're just gonna go with the notes. Say
okay.
70 30. Okay. So diabetes mellitus normally covered. So type 1 diabetes. What are the signs and symptoms of type 1 diabetes?
Well, it's gonna be hyperglycemia because
type 1. These are both hyperglycemia, right?
Yes. Yes.
Everything we're talking about is hyperglycemia, but type 1 and type 2 are different from each other. And what are the differences?
So type 1 is an insulin deficiency.
Okay, that's what causes it. So you see that number 2, it says T1D, T2D. Those are the immunoglobulins that we're going to see present in the blood if it's type 1. That's another way to test for these. If you see type T1D and T2D, that's going to tell you which is convenient, right? Because T1 is type 1 diabetes. T2 is diabetes.
Right.
Signs and symptoms. Let's read these really quick. The signs and symptoms of type 1 diabetes. So you flip the page. Type 1 diabetes. What are the signs and symptoms?
My drippy nose.
Let's see. Yeah, Polly.
Oh God.
I can't hear you guys. Sorry.
Sorry, you got the Real Salt Lake game behind you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so the 3 P's: polydipsia, polyuria, and polyphagia. Increased pee, increased thirst, increased hunger.
Yeah.
Okay, weight loss is another one. For type 2, it's going to be fat camp syndrome. It's going to be the American diet. Okay.
Yeah.
And then frequent infections, wounds are slow to heal, that's true for both of them, because that's peripheral capillary disease that comes along with diabetes. That's the same for both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Does you see where I'm going with this? We're digging down.
Yeah.
I don't think about diabetes. We're getting down and dirty now for the quiz tomorrow. So what are the signs and symptoms of type 2?
Be overweight.
So fat camp, there's going to be, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The American diet, the American exercise program, fat camp, and PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
That's the sign. The 3 P's are also present in diabetes mellitus type 2.
Okay.
We cool?
Yeah.
What does FBS mean?
Chronic complications of diabetes. There's micro and macro.
Of diabetes? Oh yeah, microvascular changes. Yeah.
Yep, microvascular changes. Yes, and then macro changes.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'm not going to spend.
We haven't gone over any of this.
What was that?
I don't think I've gone over this at all.
What's that?
I don't think I've gone over this at all.
That is exactly why I did this review. That's exactly why I did this. So you guys were missing. And I'm telling you to go back and review on your own. Okay, is that cool? We're going to go through this tomorrow at 11:30.
11:30?
I'm going to be at the school in the garden level on the first floor at 11:30 to 12:30 to review for the quiz. And I'm going to go over this stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. DKA and HHS, those are hyperglycemia responses. DKA, what is the thing in DKA? What is the big thing?
The big thing?
What in DKA? What is the key letter in that?
Ketoacidosis.
It's ketone bodies.
Right.
HHS is the exact disorder without ketones present. Okay, so if you get a question that talks about ketones, what is it? DKA.
Yeah, tomorrow if we get a question about ketones, yeah, DKA.
Okay. And here is the thing you must understand. How are ketones formed? You read it?
Because your body and it's like breaking up the energy, or it's not getting in the energy, so it's peeing it out.
It's basically the easy way to remember this is the body is switching from aerobic respiration to anaerobic respiration, and ketone bodies are present because it's a symptom of acidosis response. So like lactic acid created and ketone bodies are created in anaerobic respiration at the cellular level. We just lose him? I think we just lost him. I think
No, I'm here.
Okay, I thought we just lost you, dude.
Because there wasn't all the laughing in the background.
Yeah, Key and Peele behind you kind of got quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, so we cool? So if you don't understand HHS and DKA, or DKA and HHS, you guys can quickly go over this and I think handle this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think with the tools that you have now, you can handle getting into this. Some of this.
Remember that DKA is type 1 and type 2, and then HHS is just
only type 2. Okay.
Wait. So
are we good?
Can you say that again?
So DKA is present in both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. HHS is only present in type 2.
There we go. That's key.
Okay, so hyperglycemia in the morning, Shimoji phenomenon and Dawn phenomenon. Do you guys know what the difference is?
No.
This is easy.
Okay.
Shimoji's is I have a certain blood glucose at night. It drops in my sleep and rises at dawn. Dawn phenomenon, it stays the same level at night while I'm resting and then elevates at dawn throughout the day.
Okay. So again, though, it's two things that are pretty much the exact opposite, right?
Well, they're not the exact opposite. They're both dealing with hyperglycemia. Okay. Elevated glucose levels. It's that one drops off at night for some reason, and the other one does not. The other one stays stable at night while you're sleeping. And so if someone has dawn phenomenon, hyperglycemia, you can give them insulin at night to lower it. Person who's got Shimoji's, you can't give them insulin while they're sleeping because what will it do to them?
Kill them.
It'll kill them.
Okay.
Because their body naturally drops glucose levels at night while they sleep. You give them insulin that artificially lowers it before they start sleeping, and guess what happens? They die in their sleep and not wake up. You depress their system. You drive them into hypoglycemia at night while they're sleeping. They go into diabetic coma and they die. They just stop breathing. Yay! How much fun is that?
That sounds like a blast.
That is so awesome. Okay, so metabolic syndrome. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I'm going to talk about there are 5 risk factors. Okay, what are the 5 risk factors? Addison, go.
Large waist size for men, 40 inches or larger, and then for women, it's 35 inches or larger. Cholesterol, high triglycerides, 150 or higher. Cholesterol low, good cholesterol, HDL for men is less than 40 milligrams. For women, it's less than 50 milligrams. High blood pressure, either having blood pressure of 135/85 or greater, or using a high blood pressure medicine. Blood sugar, high fasting glucose level of 100 milligrams per deciliter or higher.
Okay, we good?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can review that. And the last page of this is all just those review questions and stuff. Okay, that's Unit 9. So I will be at the school tomorrow, and we'll be going over this again for an hour before the exam, okay, the quiz.
Sweet.
Okay, so quickly, if you have not printed out your Unit 10 stuff yet, guess what you get to go do?
Print that out.
Yeah, that's the other reason that I'm pushing ahead, because how many times we've all walked through that class and haven't printed out that day's lecture, and then we feel behind because we can't follow along. Okay, so this is your invitation. So the neurology unit, I was looking through it today. Okay, the major things are definitions. There are definitions in it. Glasgow Coma Scale. Okay, cerebral edema is the next major section. And some of this stuff is review. Cerebral edema we've talked about. We've talked about LOCs before. Okay, intracranial pressure, head injury, Alzheimer's. So like a hematoma, we know hematoma from anatomy and physiology. That's review. Okay, Alzheimer's we talked about. That's a degeneration of cells in the in the cerebral in our cerebrum. Okay. Okay, it talks about cerebral vascular accidents. ischemia. That's like the definitions. Then it talks about spinal cord injuries. There's a lot going on with spinal cord injuries. Okay. Just be aware of that.
Okay.
Because there's so many places you can have breaks and what that means, wherever the damage level is and what that means. Okay. Okay. Autonomic dysreflexia, which dysreflexia by definition means lack of reflex or abnormal reflex in the system. And again, based on those neural pathways, your afferent, efferent neurons and how those work for your sensory and motor, it could be on either side of that. It's causing automatic dysreflexia. Okay.
Okay.
That's why this is a kind of a complex system, but a lot of this again is review. Okay. Again, what are the major players in the neural pathway with regards to our electrolyte system? What are the major players in there?
Sodium.
Sodium's a major player.
Sodium, potassium.
Yep, those are major players, and those also have something to do with the sodium potassium pump and the blood-brain barrier. Okay, this is review. What I'm telling you, this is review, and go into tomorrow's lecture thinking it's review, not oh my gosh, I'm going to die. It's all new.
Right.
Yeah, it's the mindset more than anything else. Okay, there's going to be new stuff, but the 90% of the material is review. It's not new. Okay, so if I can get anything through to everybody in the study group and to myself, it's to get past this idea of, oh my God, this is hard. I've never heard of this before. To what? What's the mindset we want to go into this with?
I got this.
It's review. We've seen this before, and it's just a matter of, oh, it's a little bit of a refresher. Let's beat the shit out of this and move on with our lives. Get an A.
Or it's just connecting it to another thing.
Or it's connecting it through the brain mapping, right? Connecting it to things we already know, and then it's less daunting.
Yeah.
Which I think this unit 9, really showed us that. I think you and I and Tanner collectively, us three for sure, definitely made that connection this lecture.
For sure. Yeah.
We went through something that was really scary to this ain't shit. Like, what are you talking? This is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Okay, are we cool?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. So, and then meningitis is the last section in neurology.
Okay.
Okay, that's kind of Mr. Pimp. Yeah, Mr. Pimp. Meningitis is, there's a connection.
Bam,
Mr. Pimp,
nice.
which was contact, right?
Yeah.
It was contact. Meningitis was a contact.
Wait, wasn't it?
Mr. Pimp is Mr. Pimp number 2, which is droplets. So meningitis is droplets. And meningitis is what? Swelling of the meninges, which are the covering around the brain inside the skull.
Yeah.
Okay, we cool?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, good, Tanner. I'm going to cut off unless you have questions for the group.
No, I think I'm good. This was great.
Okay, so you know where you need to go tonight, right? When you finish work, you know where you need to go to polish off. You don't have to polish off everything, right?
Right.
There's just specific topics. Go read them for 10 minutes and then kind of make a few notes, write some things down if you need to, get some flashcards going, go through them 3 or 4 times tonight, and then go to bed, feel good about yourself.
Yeah,
come tomorrow, do an hour before class, polish off what we need to know, go in and beat the shit out of the quiz and move on with our lives.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy tomorrow's lecture. Let's enjoy it because we're ready.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, we good?
Yep.
Okay. You're downtown Julie Brown?
Yeah.
So are you getting back on at 9 or no?
I'm going to get back on at 9:30, yes.
Oh, 9:30.
So if you want to get back on at 9:30, I'll be on again. But if you don't, I totally get it. If you want to just do individual study and move on, that's totally cool too.
Okay.
Okay, you good?
I will probably be on, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Again, and if you're not, I mean, I think you have what you need right now to move forward.
Okay.
Okay, we good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You're the best around. Nothing can ever bring you down. Okay, that's just being recorded for posterity, so I'm going to stop doing that.
That was awesome, man.
Okay. So keep it real. Tell your coworkers they're nuts and that we love them.
Okay, will do.
Tell them we all want to be just like them. That's why we're going to school to become nurses.
Exactly.
Okay, we good?
Yep.
Okay, we're out, dude.
Guys. Okay.
Later. Bye.